Hello? We are moments away now from the qualifying quarter hour for round 11 of the FRL Championship at Saudi Arabia. We are missing our championship leader, Leonidas, here, and this gives our two runner-ups, Drew and Sierra, a strong opportunity to catch up in the driver's standings, to keep their championship hopes alive. 26 points are on the grabs, and those two will, all of them, there to make up an almost 80-point gap to our championship leader. In the Constructors, Alpine clinging on to second place, still having a decent distance to Mercedes, but anything is possible in Formula One, and anything could happen here. However, for our two hopes, they have the Jeddah Corniche circuit. A 6.1 kilometer test of will, the fastest street circuit on the Formula One calendar by a country mile. And a very tough challenge, one that may see us to have a race restart in the middle, as we await our final moments before qualifying to begin. We are waiting on a few drivers to get in. As I had mentioned before, Leo is our championship leader for the Mercedes team on 197 points. Drew, second place with 116. And Sierra in third with 115 points. like we are getting underway. The constructors, it is Mercedes leading Alpine 244 to 176. Red Bull in third at 163. Haas in fourth at 151. And Haas looking to overtake it for that third spot. In the back of the grid, Aston Martin and Alfa Romeo, our Sauber team, are in a very tight championship fight. Bluey has managed to score 9 points. Ties on 11. Williams have pulled out a nice 7th place. So a good finish here for the Aston Martin or McLaren teams. Could really see that. Well, for the Aston Martin or Sauber teams, could really see that happening. Aston Martin having a good opportunity with Troy, second Sauber driver. Not present today. Well, qualifying is now underway here in Jeddah. We are now waiting on the grid. Grid up, sent out their cars. McLaren are currently chasing Ferrari, 58 to 76. With both McLaren drivers here in Jeddah, and Jeddah being a track we are expecting safety cars, we're expecting incidents today. It is a challenging run down the front stretch into some tight, very flowy Sector 1. John is going to be the first driver out. It followed by one of the Aston Martins. I believe that is Avery. It is Avery. Laz now coming out onto the track. Couple drivers here. We are expecting, once again, a chaotic run. Look as John goes through Sector 1. You can see it is this weird S-y bit. And there's a very easy cut to make before the hairpin here. Then you go round to a very fast-flowing section. And then the brakes just kind of... these chicanes just kind of come right up on you. You have to be on your toes. There's very fast, and then you suddenly have to get on those brakes. You have to watch out for a lockup. Good overtaking opportunities at both hairpins on the circuits, especially after this DRS zone coming out. This turn really sneaks up on you if you're not paying attention. Go to the back here, open up the DRS, and you're going to want to set yourself up for a strong lap. John has not opened up the DRS. Appears to be getting ready. Then you get a nice long left-hander set up down the start-finish straight. Here's our first quali lap underway. Skyler being the second Aston Martin out. And then the leading Haas of Glassie also coming out. Here we go. John getting right up to the wall. Here he goes now through probably the most challenging part of the track. Sector 1 here. You have to be very careful in the throttle. You have to be very careful to not lift your car up too much on those curbs. John manages to skillfully nab it. And then you go around a long left-hand turn. You go down. And you cut through this chicane here. John doing very well. We'll see what benchmark he manages to set here. Getting right up to those walls. That's what you want to do here. This is why this track is so daring, so dangerous, really. That you have to get right up to the walls to maximize your track usage at full speed. And this is one of the fastest feeling circuits on the grid. It's daring, it's challenging. John getting right up to the wall on the exit there. And he sets the pace at a 128.3. We're gonna have Avo now. He crosses the line of 129.1. Lads can make a cross for 129.9. We then have our McLaren of Morgan on an out lap coming around. Skylar will be the next one on a flying lap to finish. We'll go to him. And then it'll be Glazzy coming across the line. Skylar was seemingly having some trouble in the practice sessions, getting up to speed. And it looks like that is playing out. 130.5, over a second behind his teammate. Glazzy coming around now. What does he manage to do? He manages to put it in behind John. 128.9. John seemingly setting a strong pace to start. Morgan will be our next one across the line here. See what she's able to do. Yellow flags are out. We'll see if Morgan's lap will get compromised here. No, everybody manages to keep clear. Green flag's out. Yellow flag's ahead. Here's just to be a work in it. No, that is a Red Bull out of gas, I think. John's on the racing line. I don't think that's enough for impeding, but awfully close. John's going around again. Interesting. Morgan puts a 129 flat up. Good pace. Zed going very wide through Sector 1. That turn is very easy to mess up, and if you do, you'll lose quite a bit of time on the bumps there. Zed apparently setting what popped up on the track map as a purple Sector 1. I am not very sure about that, but we'll see. Sierra, one of our championship fighters, coming out now. He is hoping for both a win and a fastest lap. Same with Drew. There are several drivers here, too, who have not gotten a win yet. Most of this grid, in fact, has not won a race. Luck is still searching for a strong finish for Mercedes and the Constructors, being their only point scorer today. Well, only potential point scorer today. The Ferrari of Mateus looking for his first win in FRL. After a very strong performance. Yep, Zed sets a 131.7. Zed has just not been able to get to speed on this track as well. John, 127.8. The Red Bull driver looking very strong. The qualifying quarter hour. You have Sierra coming around. 1 minute flat for his second sector. We'll see where this places him. He gets a 127.9. John, for the first time, I believe, pipping Sierra in the qualifying pace. By half a tenth. But it is a strong performance here. John has not won a race, I believe. And he's been off the podium all year. My coffee back. Have Mateus coming around, just starting his lap. Kimaru's gonna be crossing the line momentarily. Kimaru puts it in third. 128.9. But our pole sitter at the moment, our provisional pole sitter is John. Mateus could have some drivers getting in the way. We'll see. There's an Aston Martin ahead on an out lap. Sierra on his in lap. Sierra making sure to get out of the way. We now have an Aston Martin up ahead. Martin well clear. Hey, putting up a purple sector 2 according to the map. We'll see. You can see just how close you get to the walls if you're trying to maximize this track. Well, braking at about 75 meters, getting a little loose on the exit. Luck! 127.5. And Mateus a 127.8. John now in provisional third. 100th separates Mateus and John. Luck just coming out of nowhere to find 3/10 on the pole times. Kira making his way into the pits. We do have Avo now out on a flyer. Check in with the Aston Martin here. No, there is also... No, Laz is on an outlet, so... Avo is the only one on a flyer. John will have another set of soft... Wish to go back out. Same with, here. Avo. Good. Ooh, he cuts it, but there's no invalidation. Might have just barely had all 4 tires on the track there. Here he goes, rounding the final corner. We'll see if he's on an improvement, if he manages to find time. Nope, he's going into the pits. That is a lap aborted for Avo. The Lad's on his flyer now, and he's up by a 10. Here's... See what Laz can do, the Otter. Not having his best year behind the wheel. Salver really having a hard time with it. As we go through qualifying, Drew is also coming around. He is on a flyer, it looks like. Laz, no improvement. Seeing it in Sector 3. Here comes Drew. 127.6. That puts Drew provisionally on the front row by 2/10. Not close enough to challenge Luck. So it is enough where Luck cannot really stay sure. So instead, going around again, they are currently last by a 2nd and 10th behind Skylar. That McLaren not finding the pace. We'll see how well they do. Blasi is going to be crossing the line. No, it's an invalidated lap. He aborts into the pits. Have the Red Bull of John out as well. Looks like he is on his flyer as well. We'll see if John's going to be able to improve on his time. He is down in the first sector by 800ths. That Red Bull is looking for any kind of base it can get. Now, he's getting right up to the wall. To show you just how close he gets here. Using as much of that curb as is there. And he's aborted. That is John aborting his lap. Here comes Zed, who is down, who is up by a 2nd. Zed looking at a major improvement on this run. Maybe those kobold yips have gotten clear. John getting out of their way. I I didn't think kobolds could really suffer from yips. I thought they were good at that, but here they go. Yips to their advantage. Oh, the kobold puts it at a 130 flat. Managing to demote Skylar, who will have to go out if he wants to avoid starting last. Though all things considered, starting last might not be the worst thing here. I think John's gonna be on a flyer. He does seem to be pushing. Mounts that curve a little bit. Zed is here. John looking to get back on the front row. Zed goes wide to make room. Gets on the power nice and early. You can hear that from the engine. Here he comes. Keeps it on track. Lifts that tire up a little bit. And really uses up as much of that wall as he can. Not much separating this driver from pole position. Looking for it. Gets up. Nice break through the hairpin. Gets on the power. Gets right up to that wall. And goes into the pits. Thinking he is going to change his tires. But another aborted lap. That also getting into the pit. Gons. Up 6/10. The Martin in the McLaren looking to improve. It's a 128.6 that puts her up at the 6th position. Most of the grid is now on an outlap. John is the only one in the pits right now, well, besides Zed as well. Zed may have enough time. Probably won't have enough time to get around to start a lap. John may have enough time. Mateus is going to be our leading driver here. As we go around, and then it'll be an Aston Martin. John retires. He was going to stick with that 127.8. It is then Skylar. As getting out of the way. So Skylar is our second driver to be going across the line here as we look at Mateus. And then it'll be Luck. And then Blasi is behind as well. Going back to Mateus though, and then Drew will be crossing the line momentarily. Salver's on the hot lap. Salver's on the out lap. Back. Purple Sector 2. Mateus improving on his time. Is looking to get those 4/10. Mateus eager for that race win this season. Luck also eager, but with 10 seconds to go, everybody will be doing a flyer, and Mateus is fastest overall. Skylar improves to 10th. Blasi is peeling into the pits. There won't be any improvement from him. We're going to be looking at Luck next. Luck is improving if the purple Sector 2 is to be believed on the map here. And then it'll be Kamaru coming across the line. The Alpine getting out of the way. That's Sierra. Sierra not going to be setting a new time. This is his final time. We have, I believe that is Avo going by. Luck puts it back on pole with a 126.8. Are you kidding me? That's 6/10. He improved by that much. Here we have Drew and Laz going side by side. They're banging wheels. Both are on a flyer. Wow. That probably cost Drew whatever chance he had at a front row start. He wasn't able to get the full run, and Laz is in the pits. Was Laz on a flying lap? I don't know. But not enough space was given for each other. Neither driver willing to yield. And our last two drivers, Sierra's going to be retiring in the pits. Will not be able to set a new lap. Skylar is also unable to come in. Maru. So we do have our starting grid, and we will review it in the formation lap, but look! Looking at the man on pole, the Husky. Oof. Sets a blistering pole time, 1:26.8. I only saw that from Corvix in practice. Corvix and Colo are our race directors today. Corvix decided to practice around with the other drivers, and he managed to get the 1:26s. Oof. Luck having a very strong pole performance for today. What a session. Our final spread is almost 4 seconds. So we are going to be seeing drivers getting lapped here. That is going to be an interesting one. This is going to be a very interesting race. One where these drivers are going to have to be on our toes. If 4 cars DNF in the first lap, we will probably be throwing out a race restart. And if half the grid, 6 cars, go down, looking at potential options. Are wrong. The teams are now going to be setting up their strategy. Making sure that they are good. Ready. Have our starting grid up. Like to go through the starting grid on the formation lap. In terms of strategies, we are expecting, I would say, once again, one stops. This track can be hard on tires, though. Drivers are... The possibility of a safety car will always be in the back of the driver's mind. If drivers decide to underfuel the cars. Now these drivers also... Will they get through lap 1? Hopefully. They're all wishing that they get through lap 1 pretty clearly. It'll depend, though, on how much they are willing to risk in Jeddah. 6-kilometer beast of a circuit lies before them. Average lap time in a race pace is going to probably be around 29 to 130. 31, maybe? You look... Just now, way to get a little bit catch their breath. You're not sure what this in terms of the game will be, whether it will an F123 continue at all, Frank. The game switch happening, or we go to F1. I do certainly hope we fun. I enjoy commentating. I do. I want to grab 24 myself to commentate. As here we go. Lining up on pole for the first time this year. Luck in the Mercedes. And then it is Mateus getting a front row start behind him. Drew continuing his bronze streak, lining up third. And then it is the Red Bull finishing off the second row. Third row, Alpine McLaren, Dira Morgan. And in the fourth row, we'll have our Red Bull Racing Bulls. It is Kimaru managing to pip Glazzy the second Haas. It's an all Aston Martin fifth row, 9th and 10th, Avo over Skylar. Then it is the Sauber of Laz. And in last, in 12th, the McLaren of Zed. The McLaren going over to endurance racing after this season. Cobalt also running their own pride-based team. Figured I should mention that since it is June 1st. They entered with some of the other drivers and former drivers. Barrow was there. A Trans Am car in the iRacing Nürburgring 24. For by all accounts, they did pretty well from what I know. Kobold really taking a strong liking to wanting to get some racing with pride on, and I do support them. Of course, I am a little biased being friends myself, but that is beside the point. That's just an interesting thing. I'll see you. I am really looking forward to seeing where they take Trans Am. Who knows? Maybe I'll even get to call one of their races. Luck leading the pole pace, and the field is scrunching up. And they start to stagger here. Luck getting a bit of a gap as Mateus trying to warm his tires. Here they go around. Avo is still looking for his first point score of the season. Missed last week, where by all accounts he would have had a really good opportunity to hit it. Sorry, not last week, last race. But he was in Korea. And I'm sure that was a good trip, but he is itching to get behind the wheel once again. Now, looking at pole position. Dead misses their grid boxes. Here we go. 3, 4, 5 lights. FRL is away in Saudi Arabia. What? Okay, my FRL is now away in Saudi Arabia. That was weird. But here we go. Drew getting around the outside of Mateus there, 2x2 into turn 1. Mateus getting really close to the wall, but it looks like everybody is through turn 1. Skylar has tumbled down the order here. Laz going up at the 9th, fighting Avo. Avo runs a little wide. Laz now going down the order here as we look at the top of the points. And Drew and John are fighting. Drew has gone wide. Drew's off the track. The McLaren look at the pounces. Drew is now down in 5th. Luck has gotten a lightning fast start. He's already past the DRS range as we're looking now at John and Mateus as well as Drew here. Avo running 9th behind Zed, though, looking to close in. Avo getting a little bit of a distance to Zed. Skylar's looking at the outside of Zed. Here they go. Side by side, this is for the last point. Is Skylar through? Skylar is through, and we've gotten through lap 1. Pretty much. Here we go, Mateus and John going side by side. John pulls to the inside, looking to use the hairpin to his advantage. He has more speed, and he's through before he even needs to a late break. As here we are now, John in second position, trying to get his first podium of the year. Luck leading away, though. Sierra pulling off to the right. These two championship contenders are fighting hard. Sierra not wanting to give any inch to Drew here. Sierra is ahead. These two need to win this race if they want a realistic shot at the Drivers' Championship, but they're currently running 5th and 6th. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Drew is right up the gearbox. Morgan pulling to the outside, after throwing a dummy in. Mateus braking hard to make the inside line. They're now going to be 3 wide. They're going to be 3 wide. They were 3 wide momentarily. Now Sierra and Mateus are fighting, and Sierra's in the wall. Sierra and Mateus fighting hard. Sierra cannot believe it. I think those two were just unwilling to give each other space. Oh my goodness, here they go. Mateus falling behind, Glazzy leading Drew now. And then we have Mateus back here. Maru looking for a way forward. The Hasses are going side by side. These two Hasses, Drew gets by Glazzy. I was about to mention if there was going to be any consideration of team orders here, because Drew needs as many points as he can get right now. Glazzy's primary job entering so late into the season is mainly to help bolster the constructors' results, so we can see, but we are surprisingly well through this lap. That was... And Glazzy's out! Glazzy's out! And we have a virtual safety car. I did not catch what happened there, but Glazzy is out of the race. And Sierra will be delighted somewhat with that. He does get the free pit stop. Sierra going on to the hards. And the lap 2 incident between Sierra and Mateus has been noted as green flag right now. We are now green flag. Sierra not losing as much time as he could have in order to get that wing fixed. We are looking at our race leader right now, Luck, as Mateus and Kimaru are going to be fighting here. Luck kind of running away with this one to start. Interesting split between soft and medium tires. Sierra on the hard, looking to probably just take it to the end if he can. Or at least until another safety car comes out. Can't afford to do that. Mateus looking. Skylar also looking now. We have a nice little 3-way battle for 5th. Drew is starting to catch up to Morgan, but our top 3 have managed to space themselves out. Drew is in the DRS, though. We'll see if Drew can get back onto the podium. John, I think, at this point is going to be looking to hold on to his position right now. Be his best finish of the year. And his first podium of the year. Skylar now falling back as yellow flags are out, and it's a McLaren. Yellow flags out for Zed, who I think had a moment. Or is there wing damage? It does not look like it. That'll give Sierra a chance to get back into the points. Drew is now going to be desperate to get by Morgan. Her soft tires are strong right now, but we'll see if Drew, the Fox, can make it happen. being sly right now. He's getting all over the back of the gearbox, throwing dummies, trying to get alongside. He is alongside now. These two are going to be racing tight. Drew is through, though. Just had more exit speed. Maybe the medium tires are starting to come to him a little bit, too. Morgan does have DRS, though. Sierra's out of the session. Let me get him back in real quick. Apologies. Drew now getting a bit of a gap. Bit more of a gap. It's going to be about a second now, as it looks like the medium tires are starting to become the tire to be on. We'll see if Drew can fight back. Avo and Skylar are now the two teammates. They swapped their order around a little bit as the medium tires are starting to come to Avo. The soft's starting to fall back a little bit. And this is going to give Laz an opportunity now as Laz goes into the DRS. Drew has a couple attempts out of John's position. Does have enough of a gap to make this work. Presumably. About 20 laps to go as soon as Luck crosses the line. Laz has DRS. Skylar has gone off track. A little bit. There are yellow flags back there. More yellow flags, this time for Zed, who is, I think, has some wing damage. Could be, maybe. I'll have to double check, but Laz is now through. Got passed by on the DRS before even the turn. Just a simple DRS pass for Laz. That overspeed doing well. But I think Skylar looking to not give this up without a fight. He puts his car outside. Laz going defensive, covering off the inside lunge. And that solidifies the position. And Skylar getting a little squirrely on the exit. That'll end that battle for now. Avo, though, on track for his best finish so far. Yellow flags are out. I think that is for Laz. The Skylar's just eaten back up a little bit now. Laz slowing down a little bit as the battle for 5th has quickly become a battle for 4th. With Drew eking out time. We are looking, though, at the battle for 8th position. Skylar losing traction, losing time. The grip on those softs, the oh-so critical grip for this part of the track, is falling away compared to the medium tires. We're now going to be in a bit of a strong strategy battle here between these guys. The soft runners hoping for a safety car, if I'm being honest, but well, this is the part of the soft strategy that is especially a gamble on this track. The soft runners get a really good launch, and we saw that with Luck, we saw that with John, we saw that with Morgan. Drew fell back a bit. These soft runners, they get off the line really quickly, but especially on a track like this, where you're using a lot of mechanical grip, your softs are going to wear. They're going to take up a lot of your turning action, and they're going to be on fire, effectively. And eventually, they come away, and we are at the window where the medium tires are the tire to be on. We can see this with Laz. Laz going wide, cutting that corner himself. Skylar is now 3 tenths away. Is that enough on his old softs? Yeah, you could just see that. He loses 4 tenths in that corner. Partly just, you know, how they drive, but it's primarily because of the tire grip difference. Like, those soft tires are just not gripping at the apex. Skylar does have a better exit here. Looking. He's turning. Zero is out again. Here they go, and Skylar is through. I got through with the help of DRS, with the help of what could even be a lower downforce setup. These two are having a great little scrap here for P8. Aston Martin are on track for a very strong performance right now. Their strongest of the year. As the team fights hard, strong, and there's a yellow flag. Skylar's out! I think he just took a little too much curb. And Mateus has a 5-second penalty for a collision with Morgan. Safety car is out. Mateus is missing his front wing. Morgan over here. Still holding, but Mateus is now down in 6th position. And as soon as I say that Aston Martin are having a strong performance on this track for their strongest of the year, Skylar's out. I am sorry, bud. That is my biggest commentator's curse of the year, I think. Morgan, been on by. Going up. We'll see now our safety car, and the soft runner should be peeling in. Luck is in the pits, the Mercedes crew doing a good job. John in the pits. Drew is going to be in the pits here. Probably hitting onto the soft. Oh, you're onto the hards. My bad. Yep. Oh my goodness. Everybody on down to Avery is pitting. Evo actually managing to get a jump in the pits right now. With the front wing replacement, he should be able to get past the Ferrari in the pit phase. And he does. He's going to be on the hards. Mateus on the hards. Laz choosing to stay in the pit. No, he goes into the pits. The only one who shouldn't be pitting is Sierra. No, Sierra's going in. Presumably bolt on a set of mediums, trying to take them 15 laps. It'll be a hard one. This is not the best timed safety car for the Red Dragon down in 10th, but as long as he finishes, he will get a point. Well, in the battle for 2nd position, at least, which that could be the battle now that Sierra and Drew are talking about, every little point will matter. They are only a point away right now. Here we go through the safety car queue. We may have been able to neutralize the race and get the safety. Okay. Well, we'll see if they get their safety car. See what they managed to do. Their next challenge is going to be to get past the safety car restarts. But that is Skylar and Glazzy out. Mateus broken wing after hitting Morgan in the rear. I think Skylar, judging from what I saw, Skylar's issue was a curb. I don't think it had anything to do with Laz. I could be wrong. I don't always get the best angles with the game. Go. Race directors are noting Morgan and Mateus for the collision there. That's the safety car around Sector 1. Sierra's pitting again. He's putting on a new set of medium tires. John going wide around the hairpin here. Long left-hander is one of the funkier parts of the track. Here are going to be catching up to the rest of the grid now after pitting again. Does have a chance. You should be able to catch up to the grid here under safety car. The safety car delta is pretty tight. And he will have a tire advantage with the mediums, even if he doesn't get all the way up. The safety car should be coming in. I would be surprised if it doesn't. Go. They're going to be 11. We're going to be starting lap 11. Presumably under green flag, though maybe not. No, the race... No. Lap 11 will be taken under safety car. So that will give Sierra the prime chance to catch up. There's been a little Mateus in the pits. Is there a crash under safety car? Not sure. Mateus is in the pits. Sierra will actually be taking the restart in 9th then. Mateus choosing to switch onto the medium tire. Interesting choice. See if Sierra can charge up the field. Just keeping in mind, especially if you are Drew, you want to win this race. Drew has not yet won a race. But if he wants to keep his championship fight alive, he kinda has to here. Ideally, he also gets the fastest lap point, but that's a tough ask already. There are only 4 races after this, though. Portuguese round that was skipped earlier will be inserted at the end of the season, and it will be at Paul Ricard. Paul Ricard not in F1 24. Portugal's still in F1 24, but that race was cancelled over concerns about a bug. The game resulting in on the start-finish straight. Team also now in F1 24 has the return of its own bump. Safety car will be in this lap. Safety car in this lap. The track is green. We'll see what luck is able to do, how we will handle this restart. Now in the game, get throttled for a while. This is where we've had incidents with the safety car before, under this throttling. Here we go. They round the final turn. And it looks like FRL is going to be once again away in Saudi Arabia. Luck leading John, leading Drew. No change going into turn 1 right now. Sierra and Zed are actually really close. Sierra dives for the inside. There's contact. Sierra maybe a little too much of a squeeze. Zed maybe a little too much understeer, but Zed's going to be behind Mateus now. Mateus looking to get on by here. One of our other crucial fights here is with John. Drew and John are going to be in a crucial fight. Luck getting another launch off. Here we are. Ooh, little bit of contact, I think, between Laz and Sierra, but I think that was just maybe even netcode contact there. Just a little wheel bump. Drew and John gonna be looking to fight off here. The front, but Sierra is beginning a charge up the field now. Sierra is gonna be looking to get by Avery. Mateus also manages to get by Lazarus. these two on their recovery drives. Since there is a bit of a gap starting to form now. A couple laps, the hard tires may become the ideal tire to be on. We'll have to see, though. DRS will be enabled on lap 13. Or after this lap. And luck sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix once again. 1:30.1. Laz has been on fire in these conditions here. Looking at John and Drew, however. Luck has just been doing very well. Sierra manages to get past Avo. The Raven falling down in the P8. Probably not giving up too much of a fight. Holding the outside line, just trying to not cause any trouble. He knows these two are faster. He wants his points. Here we go, though. Looking at P2, this is going to be a crucial fight for Drew. Especially if he wants to be in any kind of position to win the Grand Prix here. And Luck is just running ahead. Mainly enough. I don't know what setup change made between practice and now as well. But doing very well. Oh, here comes Sierra and Kimaru fighting. Sierra bolting to the outside, Kimaru going defensive, and Sierra's in the wall. DRS is enabled. A little wall tap between him and Kimaru. So Sierra is gonna be dumping that battery, looking to get to the inside here on this straight. Kimaru putting on the squeeze, making sure to give Sierra as little space as he can. And this actually puts Mateus into play now. Mateus looking to get by Sierra. Sierra unable to get past the Racing Bull here. The AlphaTauri. And Sierra's momentum's getting a little bit killed here. As he's trying to charge up the field. Drew, though, is going to have a shot against John here for second position. 3 seconds up the road is Locke right now, who is just putting down quali laps. Or, well, not quite quali laps, but it certainly feels like it. Is just on fire today. Here we go, though. Drew does have DRS. Gonna be looking. He looks, he points the car outside, but John keeps it together. He goes as inside as he needs to hold the position. Kimaru is forced to hang it around the outside. Sierra and Mateus going inside. Kimaru unable to defend this time with the DRS. Being just powerful here. Mateus gonna be looking, throws a little dummy. So now holds inside. Takes the racing line. Zed and the Baz are now fighting. Baz gonna be hoping to get by to Kobold here. The Kobold is struggling for pace and quali, but has found a nice consistent rhythm in the race, it looks like. Taking a bit of curb. Cuts that corner a little bit. We'll check back on them in a second, as we do have a close fight between Mateus and Sierra right now. Kimaru falling back. Is out of DRS for his battle for 5th. Ooh! What? What happened there? Oh, there was another lag out. Sierra losing the position in a lag out. And Kimaru should also get back. John and Drew, sorry, are very close right now. They were side by side momentarily with the DRS. Drew deciding that this is his moment. John going defensive on the inside. Drew, though, gets past, and John slots into the racing line behind. That is now Drew in second position. Sierra is going to hold on to P6, it looks like, as he rejoins. These two are going to be really close. Kiwaru not giving up here. Oh, these two are really close. The ghosted Sierra. He is ghosted on this track. Kimaru going inside. It will be inside at the hairpin, and he's through. As Sierra rejoins down in 7th. And lags out again. Sierra and John and Drew. John and Drew fighting on lap 16 here, looking strong. John looking to the outside. But Luck is just down the road, cruising. Drew gives as little space on the outside line as he can, tries to take his own racing line. We're seeing very good racecraft here from these two. Part of defending, attacking, is making sure you can get as close to the ideal line as you can. The other driver not being able to. And Mateus also gets by in the DRS there. Both drivers getting by in the DRS. Simple DRS passes. That DRS straight working as intended. Allowing these drivers to get through. John back up at the 2nd position. Mateus up at the 4th position. McLaren and Morgan. 5th. Martin. Pretty good job here. They are trying to catch up. Constructors battle. Here comes Drew and John continuing their little fight here. Morgan keeping it close to Mateus as well. And that is Avery past the AI of Sierra. The Raven doing very well today. And he just has to keep it on track, and I think he will be very pleased. Looking at Luck. He's now cruised up to a 5-second gap. As John and Drew fight each other, they lose time. For Drew, you wanted to quickly get past John, maybe challenge Luck. Looks like that is not what is going to be happening here. DRS going to get deployed for Morgan and for... Here is the DRS for Morgan. Morgan taking the apex, looking to hold. Now these drivers, the strategy options left, there really aren't much. Ooh, Drew getting close. John going wide with a mistake, and Drew is there. John knew it. I think he might have let Drew go for a little bit. His momentum was compromised as soon as he went wide on the track. Drew holds it, doesn't panic, and gets back into 2nd place. Beautiful racing there from Drew and John. And Drew's going to even be able to possibly get by into DRS. Yep, he is out of DRS range. I think John went wide again. John, a huge mistake that could cost him the podium here. Mateus, though, out of DRS range. John's wide again. John has a meltdown of a lap, and Mateus is in 3rd position. He lost his podium here. He will have DRS, I believe. That's John coming into the pits. Oh, his front wing was broken. He had a broken front wing. A disaster for the Red Bull driver. He was on a remarkable pace. Route. He will be going on to a set of medium. I'm guessing he just didn't have any soft left to play with. As I probably would have done soft tires if I were in that position. And that's... Kimaru's out! I think it was once again that turn. I didn't see anyone else really by him. So I'm guessing it was a mistake on Kimaru's part, as that turn... Kimaru's out of the session. That turn has claimed 3 drivers today, potentially. Three more remain before we consider options, but... So far, though, we are in our acceptable bounds that we were talking about earlier. No need to start, no need to consider points. His luck begins lap 26 to go. Through 10 seconds back. Crosses the line here. Pegasus Hards will surely be falling off a little bit now. We'll see the strategy repercussions of those who chose to go on mediums and those who chose to go on hards during the safety car. And I'm sure Drew is wishing he had medium tires. He's on medium tires. Those Luck is just driving his heart out here. Go on board with our race leader, seeing what he is doing. Keeping the throttle pinned down. Drifting through those corners very nicely. He brakes late, gets on the power there. Middle of the turn as we have John and Zed fighting. Zed went wide. John is through. No broken wing on the McLaren that I can see. But Luck has been just driving his heart out. Drew rounding the hairpin, but Luck's already at turn 1. Progressive stuff from the Husky here. The Fox, though, still in play if Luck makes a mistake. But you cannot be too... We've seen drivers making mistakes. We cannot be too certain that Luck will be in the clear here. Driven a really good race. I'm surprised he's still going. Still got his hammer down. If it were me in that car, I would be just taking, like, every safe line, holding that apex. Like, lifting and coasting like you couldn't believe. What, with a 12-second gap to second place? You've done your work. Just cruise to the finish. But not Luck. Luck is driving to the very end here, like his heart depends on it. You have John now catching up to Laz. Those fresh medium tires doing wonders for the Red Bull. As they come to life here. And he's through Laz. Our camera didn't get us the best look at that overtake, but John, I'm assuming, just doing a standard dive in, use the traction, get around Laz. Fresh tires provide you with a lot of traction. It's a huge advantage to being on fresh tires compared to the aging mediums that Sierra is going to be on. Everybody's tires are getting old and worn. John will have a good shot at making up some positions here. His ceiling's probably 5th place here, if you get past Avo. But he has to go by Sierra first. Here's AI being ghosted. He takes advantage of the ghosting to stay on the racing line. Apologies. Here comes John now. Taking those apexes as well. Surprised he doesn't have the fastest lap with his tire. He's now going to be charging up to Avo, who is in 5th position. I think this would be his first top 5 ever if this race finishes like this. Zed with a 3-second time penalty for track limit warnings. We are looking now at Drew and Mateus. Mateus is kind of closing in on the box here. Brazilian Dragon looking to get by Drew. Fight hard and fight well. John has about a second into Avo's time. Avo does have a really strong gap. I think these are going to be the longest 3 laps of Avo's life. The absolute longest. He's on track for his best finish ever in FRL. See if he manages to make it 5th or 6th. Looking on board the Ravens car. A bit. See him flick down a gear. Going up into Drew and Mateus, despite Drew managing to keep the gap open. It's steady. What he needs to do. Wow. Me? But luck begins. The penultimate lap now. 2 to go in Saudi Arabia. As luck is holding on strong. We have a few close fights here. John has managed to get that down to a second. He's turned the lights on. He will get it to DRS. He is in DRS range now. He passed through the detection point, so he should have it. No, he's not going to quite have it this lap. He is burning battery, though. He will have it on the start-finish straight. 2 to go in Saudi Arabia. Mateus is also within Drew's DRS range, so we still have a couple battles going on. These last 2 laps are not going to be over, not for a while. Avo swinging to the outside. Drew may look to send. No, Drew decides to hold behind the Raven right now. Looking up at our podium battle. Our battle for second. Drew wants this position. He needs this position if he wants to keep even the slimmest chances of the Drivers' Championship alive in a realistic sense. In all practical matters, it is looking unlikely that Leo's gap will be beat, but Drew, well, crazier stuff has happened in racing, and Drew needs to give himself a little more room for crazy, I think. And he is doing just that. Look at Avo and John here. They're side by side. John managing to pull off a little bit of a switchback. Avo getting as close to the wall as possible. Giving as much room as he can. He doesn't want an incident. He is on track for his best finish right now as luck begins the final lap of the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix in FRL. Avo does have DRS here. He may look to fight back, though there's not much he could really do even with DRS here, and he lost the DRS. That is solidly John in 5th position. Incredible driving by John, looking at luck at Drew and Mateus right now. Mateus looking to close in, but Drew is keeping that DRS gap open in the final lap. For luck, this is going to be the longest final lap he has driven, probably. He is giving space to the wall. He has been on autopilot, on cruise this week. He has driven it very well. Drew is keeping the DRS gap open. Avo will not be a DRS. Sierra and Laz. Laz gets through Sierra's AI. So that's Sierra now down to 8th place. But rounding out the final DRS zone, Luck brings it over to the wall. He will get by. He He will brake probably early. We'll see. Luck rounds the final turn. That's John in the wall. Oh, back there. Avo gets through, but for the first time, Luck, you are a race winner in FRL. Congratulations. He's wanted that for a long time. And now looking, Drew and Mateus both have expended all of their resources. Drew gets second. Mateus rounds out the podium. Morgan coming across in fourth. She does very well, the Martin. This proving, keeping things strong for McLaren. And for the first time in FRL this season, he was a point scorer last year. He's been looking for it all season. This is his best one. Avo in fifth. Points! Finally! And here comes John in sixth, Laz in seventh, also getting points. Thera in eighth. And the last place, McLaren. We'll see if they have anything special cooked for us on the line. Oh, and they decide to do some donuts. Ending the Saudi Grand Prix in style. The Kobold ready to cross the line. There they go. Several firsts today in FRL. The first time we've gone to Saudi Arabia. A race that was a lot cleaner than, I suppose, a lot of our drivers and our officials were worried about. A first win for Locke this season, and I believe ever, the Hungarian anthem to play. And he will be happy, he will be proud. That was the race he needed. Our race results, 26 points for Luck. He was on fire from start to finish. John with a 138, so nearly able to get past his lap point. What a time! What a race! Drew will get 18 points to his gap. Theo at the front. Ava with 10 points. I believe that puts them well ahead. Those 10 points for the Aston Martin crew, that does pretty well for them. I believe that's going to put them, yeah, within 5 of Williams. Some drivers had their tantrums flare. Luck doing very well. Okay. Very well. A beautiful run, a beautiful Grand Prix. That's why we like FRL here. And I have to be honest, I am happy to see that Aston Martin scoring points. Random breaking my neutrality for a second. Congrats, Bird. You earned that one. You earned it. Very well. Good job. Our next race will be, I believe, next week. and it'll be Saturday, our normal time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and it'll be Brazil, Saturday, June 8th. More races. Well, 4 more races remain. FRL season. It is at 6 p.m. UK time. Catch us then, where Leo should be back, fighting to lock up his championship. In the next few races, a champion will be crowned, whether it be Leo or Drew or Sierra. Overall, a very good race. Let's find somebody to raid out to. I always appreciate a raid. Actually, somebody live today. I think I'm just going to leave us there then today. Thank you all for watching. I will see you on my own personal stream on Monday at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be being Motorsport Manager. I do want to get that series done. Mystery. No, actually, it'd be BIS on Monday. For now, take care.